Hello, my name is Fernando Gonzalez, and here is my Math Wizard program in Java. All right, we're going to start off in the math session class. Here we have just the security random imported, and then we have the static variable, private static variables, so does questions asked, and total correct answers being initialized. And then here we have the instance variable, student name, private, all of them private, student name, score, level, and random. Here we have just the constructor class, just taking in string name and then the difficulty level. And just to show, this is what my difficulty enum looks like. Just making sure you're using this student name equals student name, just so that it's referring to the student name of the instance variable. And then the same thing for level, and then just initializing the random for each. And here we have just the getter and setter classes for student name and difficulty. And now we move on to our public int generate question. For the first one is without any arguments. Here we have just digit, two digits, digit 1 and digit 2, two ints being initialized, and then for each level, easy, medium, hard, being set with a random value from 1 to 10, because the bound is 11, it has to be less than 11, so it'll be 1 to 10. The same thing for digit, just from 1 to 100, and then hard is from 1 to 1000. And just making sure to print out just the question. This will get the person's name, and then what is digit plus digit 2, and then that'll increase the static total questions asked variable, and then it'll just return the sum as the int value. And then here we have the generate question for a specific range. It'll take the argument specific range, and then it'll be the same thing, except random next int will have a bound of 0 to that specific number inputted in specific range, and then the same printf statement, just, it's the same thing. And then math session also increases digit plus digit returned. And here we have public void process answer, and this is where it'll take a user answer and the correct answer, and it'll just check to see if they are the same, up the score, up the static correct total correct answers variable, and then print correct if it's correct, and if not, it'll print incorrect. And here we have public static void, just printing the global statistics, math session dot total questions asked, and math sessions dot total correct answers. And here we move on to our Math Wizard test, just importing the scanner, the new scanner, initializing the scanner, and then initializing two math sessions, one for Alice and one for Bob. Alice difficulty.easy and Bob difficulty.medium. And here we have just the print statement for just starting the session for each person. So it'll be the name and then the difficulty, replacing those two strings. And then here we have Alice process answer with the arguments being Alice generate question and the scanner next int. So this will run the generate question and return the value that is given as the first argument, and then what is inputted as the next integer will be the second argument, and then the same thing for Bob. And then just the math session.print global stats at the end to print those global stats. And here we go. So 4 plus 7, 11, correct, and then 38 plus 55. But this one will just get wrong, just to show how error is handled. Incorrect, and then the total questions is 2, and then the total correct answers is 1. Thank you.